Alright, how are we doing? Kenshi here, showing you how to find CPU cores, broken AI cores, broken powered AI cores and intact AI cores in the Age of Blood and Sand mod pack. With the CPU cores, these thrashers that I am fighting at the moment drop CPU cores one apiece upon death once you've looted them. Be careful though, because if you're going in with any armor that doesn't have high harpoon resist, you guys will just get shredded against them. They have a very high rate of fire and do a stupid amount of damage. So just be careful. I'm in the Black Desert at the moment. This is towards the south. And as you can see, we found CPU cores on all of them. Then if we go here to the Black Desert City bar, if we talk to Trash Can Carlo, he sometimes sells broken AI cores, and so does the Scrap House. Also, the other thing with Carlo is he sells the schematics you need to repair broken AI cores and broken powered AI cores. Unfortunately, Carlo doesn't have any, so now we're going to head up towards the north of the Black Desert, and we have found a couple more thrashers. There is normally a squad in this area, so they're easy to find, so you can take them down and get the CPU cores. From here we will head up towards the floodlands. What I like to do is I keep towards the edge of the floodlands, and you will find a lot of these. These are the Mark II Iron Spiders. Once upon death they will drop a powered CPU core and a couple other gubbins, but we are only after the powered CPU cores at the moment. Staying on the side, you have a good view into the floodlands, and for some reason the Mark II Spiders and Thrashers mainly spawn at the edge of this area. So we're going to go around and pick up as much as we can. Still making our way round on the outside of the floodlands, we looked in and we saw a couple Mark II Iron Spiders fighting some other skeletons. So we've gone in to go and take the Iron Spiders down, because obviously we want those powered AI cores. In the floodlands you're okay because they only spawn in groups of 1 or 2, but where we're going to be heading after this, into the Ash Domes, there are groups that are spawning which will have about 14 Iron Spiders into them, and they are super dangerous. So we're going to do 1.5 loops around the floodplains, and then we're going to leave via the top we entered at the bottom. Now we've travelled down to the Ashlands, and this is one of the cleanser units. As you can see, fairly tough. They got a lot of hit points and decent enough stats, but we should be able to take them down fairly easy because my guys are in very good armour and they got decent enough stats themselves. So we'll just go and loot one of the cleanser units, and as you can see, 4 CPU cores and 1 AI core which is intact, and then a bunch of other electronic items that you might need. We're only after the CPU cores and the AI cores, and I'll show you on the map where I found them, and then we're going to carry on south, and again we found another 2 at this location here. So we're just going to go fight them, loot them, and then get all the kit that we can off them. They are tough, but they are not invincible. So I recommend, if you're going hunting them, have guys with stats at least about 70 and heavy plate, because they're not doing too much damage to me, but they do a lot of damage if you don't have high toughness. We also found another set here, and with that we've left the Ash Domes. So we have finished with 76 CPU cores, 6 AI cores, 2 broken AI cores and 14 broken powered AI cores. That was off that one trip across the Black Desert, 1.5 circuits of the Floodlands, and then those 3 locations at the Ashlands. If you'd like to see me do any other videos like this, please just comment your suggestions down below and I would look forward to working on them. Thank you very much. I've been Kenshi.